Greetings and welcome to the podcast. I'm here with Colin and only Colin, forever only Colin, for Video
Brad's
Game
coming
Book
back.
Club.
I
Rules are
heard.
simple. Yeah. One person picks a game, you got to beat that game in a month. Then you get to pick the game for the next one once your month comes around, and as long as you beat it and you don't lie and cheat to do the
Oh, that was a thing. Yeah.
stuff and things or bow out and what was it?
The game,
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild.
Crazy game. Crazy.
It's a game.
It is.
Where do you
Um,
start?
I'm gonna start where we last left off. Immortals Phoenix Riding Blows Cock Part 2.
Oh, I
Um,
was thinking about this. Like, I'm so glad we played it in the order we did. Because
yeah.
if we played Phoenix Rising after this, it is so fucking bad.
It
It's
took.
insulting to call it a clone of this game.
I take back all of the comparisons that I've put out
It's
pertaining
not
to
even
these two
close.
games. Yeah. And it's wild to see how much they tried to do that they just
And
failed at.
failed. Yeah. Everything's wrong. It's like they played 10 minutes of Breath of the Wild and like, oh, there's a stamina wheel and you go to towers. Let's do that. And they still fucked it up.
And like the overall map is the same too. It's the winter portion in the top corner, it's the volcano portion in the other corner, it's the big thing in the middle, and then it's decent over here and decent over there, but there's no fucking sense of adventure. Whereas 12 minutes into playing Breath of the Wild, I was like, this is a completely different experience. Like,
It yeah, it's crazy.
I had more fun walking around doing nothing in this game than I did at the peak of Immortals Phoenix Rising. The game
Yeah,
goes chunks.
yeah, this game is you literally can just it's like the most true open world game I've ever played.
Yeah.
It's
Like
and it's easily the best open world game I think I've played. There's some you could like argue, but I'm pretty sure this is my favorite ever.
I think it's the best world, honestly. Like like just from sense of adventure wise, like if you toss everything aside, it is more fun to explore in this game than any
And
other.
and it's completely open. You can literally just go beat the game in 2 seconds if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping you going from the end objective 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it even tells you right after you get off the Great Plateau. It's like, okay, go kill Ganon. You're like, really? Like, I don't
And
know.
and you can try, you'll get fucked up, but like you'll get 5 feet to that and you'll find something interesting and veer 7 miles away from that anyway.
That's the whole fucking game. The whole game was me going to an objective and then zigzagging all around for hours. Sound design. The biggest thing I have to say about sound design is the beeping for the shrines is both it is both slightly helpful and exceedingly annoying.
Yeah, I definitely agree because it. I'll be looking for a shrine and it's beeping and I still have no idea where it is, and then I'm looking and then I turn left and it stops beeping.
Yeah. But if you're walking to a shrine, you gotta hear beep 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 the whole time.
You can turn it off, but then it's kind of like why would you? Because it is helpful.
Yeah.
It's in that like butter zone where it's annoying, but it's still helpful enough that you have to keep it on.
Well, every sound in this game, I like, because I was thinking about it like pretty cautiously throughout the entire thing. Like everything sounds not whimsical, but like, but more than how it's supposed to. Like it adds.
Yeah,
Like hitting a headshot or a nose shot. It's not even a headshot. You boop them in the nose, and it goes pating. Like that sounds really good.
or when your weapon breaks.
Yeah. And it got to the point where like I mean, I would cycle through pretty good weapons at the end, and the whole throw it to do more damage. Like I don't know, the weapon breaking along with the blue sparks coming out. Like it didn't seem so bad when weapons broke anymore. Like eventually you get used to it and you expect it.
I, and that's like people bitch about the weapon durability, and like it is annoying in the beginning, but I don't think this game's the same game if they don't break.
No, I say well, actually, I don't really know how I feel about it because I mean, by the end you're killing it anyway. Like,
It doesn't matter, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I would say bows should break less. There's no reason a bow should break after 10 shots or some shit.
Yeah. Only because they're all the same. Like I get with the weapons though, because you're cycling. Like it forces you to use different weapons and shit, which I like.
Yeah.
It's just annoying early on because you have sticks and they break in 2 seconds, and you're constantly just breaking sticks.
Well, and like the natural sense of progression you get like from just walking around and learning how the mechanics are and experiencing this game. It's like I went from climbing trees to get an apple to fucking just plowing through everything, like parrying all of the Lionel shit. I mean, we're getting ahead of ourselves here, but like,
And that's all done without like bullshit like RPG mechanics, like like menus where you have to upgrade like skills and like
yeah.
numbers. Like it's all done just naturally through the game.
And the only thing you level up is your health and stamina.
Yeah.
And I upgraded my stamina once.
Yeah, so did I. I was like, well, like it's kind of useful, but it's like I'd rather just have life. I guess there's like a goddess shrine or whatever that you can find that you can swap your upgrades.
Yep.
It's like respec, yeah, that's cool. This game has so much shit.
So much shit. Graphics is it- if I had
Kind
to
of
play
cheated
it,
on
we
that.
cheated on that. If I had to play at 30 FPS
I
with
think I
Wii U
could.
graphics, I don't think I could, man. It was rough in the beginning before I found everything.
I think I could, but well, I could now probably only because I know how good the game is, so I could put up with it.
Yeah.
But it's like if I didn't know, it'd be kind of like put off for sure. But if you play it on an emulator, it looks fucking amazing.
Should we do that? The Nintendo cops might come after us, dude.
I mean,
Cat's out of the bag on that one, I guess.
it's
Um,
only fair. I mean, because the game kind of does look like not. It does look like shit a little bit, but
well,
on like console.
th- they did it with Wind Waker too, where I think this game this game looks better than this game will continue to look better than other games that come out new. Like,
Yeah, it's always a smart decision.
cause I've always thought like simplistic, refined, semi cartoony, like Wind Waker. Wind Waker still looks fantastic to me. Like,
Yeah, because it like it can't look bad because it's not trying to be real, you know.
yeah, and it's just I don't know. I think from a graphic standpoint, like things look how they're supposed to always. Like always. Never once was I like, "Oh, that was weird." I never glitched at all. Um
That's not crazy. We played on an emulator and there was like no glitches.
no.
I never fell through anything or clipped or.
Yeah, the worst that ever happened was some scenery issues of like certain textures not loading during a cutscene.
Granted, I've seen the speed run for this game, and there are fucking glitches.
Oh yeah.
They exist. You can ride bombs across Hyrule. So, but it's like you won't. That shit just won't happen unless you're intentionally doing it.
Um the sense of the sense of scale is really really good. Like really good. Um and the beasts like it kind of feels it kind of feels like Shadow of Colossus-esque, you know?
Yeah.
But then it goes right back to Zelda because you fucking crawl inside them and do puzzles.
The because there's that one enemy. What you know those like Talus,
Yeah.
the rock guy. Those are like Shadow Claw. You climb up and beat them on their rock head.
Yeah. I always shot bows at him. I never once climbed a rock.
Oh really?
Not once. Not a
Yeah, you
single
get
time.
behind them and you can just beat the shit out of them on top of their head.
See, that's another thing. Like,
This game has so many options to do everything.
Yeah,
You
I
can
was
do
watching
everything a
Brad
million
play.
ways.
I was watching, except using the gyroscope. I didn't. I went through the whole game not using a single gyroscope
You
puzzle.
didn't miss out. You didn't miss. They're so gimmicky.
I was worried that at some point I would need a gyroscope for like a one of the divine beasts, or I would have to like wiggle out of something with the fucking like a stun or
Yeah.
something. Um, which we'll get to enemies later, but I mean the I don't know, scale was really good. I hit the elephant first. I don't know if you got all the divine beasts because you can completely go without.
No, I did. I think that's the right way to play the game.
Well,
I, to me anyway, I think you should do all of them.
yeah, well that was my two main objectives. I ended up having three. It was kill the divine beasts, and then I ended up wanting to get the ancient armor, and then it was
Yeah.
level up the ancient armor, and then it was get two more shrines so I could get that last health pip, and then it was go fight Ganon, which again we'll talk about.
So you didn't get the Master Sword?
I did get the Master Sword. I
Oh,
was
you did.
bullied into getting the Master Sword. It took 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Yeah.
You did? Did you try the those EX sword trials?
Oh, with the one hit obliterator.
Yeah, yeah, that
I
one.
did the first one to get all the rest of them, and then once I got to the rest, it was like this fucking Pokemon Ruby Braille-esque fucking like ancient Pokemon type thing where it put a
Yeah,
location on a map that you gotta fucking find. And I'm like, no, I'm good because I don't feel
but
like sitting here for an extra 4 hours looking it up.
you get a sick motorcycle though.
You get a motorcycle? That's
You
what the people were fucking talking about with
you
the motorcycle.
you get your own divine beast, and it's a motorcycle.
Sick. I never rode
I
my
don't-
horse.
I got Ganon's horse.
You got Ganon's horse? That's sick.
It's giant, and you can run over enemies, and has infinite stamina.
See, that's wild because I literally ran everywhere. I did the whistle trick and I ran.
Yeah, I basically didn't ride horses much because it's like they're helpful, but also not that helpful.
Well, I got my first horse, because I wanted to tame a horse. It's like, okay, I can't play Legend of Zelda and not have a horse, so I got a horse. Little, he was a brown horse named Charles, and then I put him in there, and he sat in the daycare for the rest of the game. I took him out once, but then every time I'd whistle, it'd go, Charles can't hear you, across
Yeah.
fucking big letters across the screen. So I had to go all the way back and fucking put him back in because I was sick of seeing that.
You can actually mount like boars and the moose and shit also.
Yeah, you can mount Lionels. I don't know if you can tame a Lionel. I
I
didn't
don't
have.
think you can tame them, but yeah, you can ride. Like, it's crazy that the game just lets you ride anything.
Yeah. Um, but I also think like the way enemies look and like, cause graphics and animation, I mean that's pretty close. We don't have an animation tab. Um, but like the way enemies act and move and look, it's like I like that the reptile enemies with the long tongues will like scurry up real fast
No,
and try to
I
hit
fucking
you.
hate those lizards, dude.
Those lizards, listen, everything ends up sucking. Everything ends up being like a piece of shit, like wannabe, will never ever hit you in a billion years enemy. But the first time I fought those guys and they ran up with their spear and then fucking hit me.
But no, they always suck, dude. I hate them running up to me and then just running back 7 times.
Yeah, that's fair.
So annoying.
One time I was swinging my big old fucking hammer at these guys, right? Knocked them down. Because that's another thing. You get a hammer, and even if it does 2 damage, the third hit will, like, flop them over. They'll get sack-a-potatoed.
Yeah, the ragdoll.
Yeah, and they'll drop their weapon. But then they use their fucking tongue, and that shit comes out so fast, bro.
And then you're trying to do the side step so you get the flurry thing.
Yeah, which I never did. I always parried. Always.
Yeah. Even the Lionel.
Yeah, no, I listen, I could whoop a lion out with
I
one
like
hand tied behind my back now, dude.
I liked doing the flurry attack more. But I like Guardians, I just parried because it's free.
Yeah, no, Lionel, I could write a whole fucking dissertation on how to kill a Lionel, dude. That you run up and then once they get to zebra Lionels, then you gotta wait a little bit because they do their little fire like circle thing, but the wind
Yeah.
shows you where the fire is gonna end, so you stand right next to it and then you run up, fucking hit the shit out of them. They'll go for an overhead swing. You parry that. You switch to a fucking big thing, and then you spin around, getting your electric, you know, and then
Oh, with Abrosis Fury or
yeah,
whatever.
you hit a Brosis Fury, and you should have 3 if you're really trying to kill a fucking Lionel, because then you could just stun lock them every time they go into an attack animation because you're winding around your next one. You know, I got Lionel's down pat. Cause the first one I fucking fought for 2.5 hours.
It's definitely that's like the beginning. It's like fuck. It's so hard.
Yeah.
It's a huge difficulty curve, but you learn pretty quick.
Speaking of that, I spent a lot of time with the oddly fuckable fish people. I don't know,
Zora.
dude. I don't know what they were thinking, but these guys are champions, bro. Like I don't know why I like the Zora so much over everyone else, but they are like the most interesting. They're the only race that I went in and like tried to figure stuff out about.
Yeah, people. I don't know. People always like the Zora. They're just like different. I don't know. The Goron are cool too. I think, even
Oh,
though they're
the
just rocks.
the big fucking rock people, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you like the fucking volcano mission where you gotta escort Modumbos fat ass up the mountain. That was the worst part of the game.
The and the one village with the Sheikah people. The I was watching some video. There's like some side quest where someone's like mom died. It's crazy. It's some like random side quest, but it's like so deep for no reason.
I did hardly any side quests. I'm gonna be completely honest.
I did some, but it's like you can like make your own side quest. And in a sense that's like, oh, you could just look for shrines. Like that's a side quest in itself.
Yeah. Um, Makoko seeds. We're actually we need to go to story. All right,
That's the
because
weakest part of the game in my opinion. And
every
it's fine.
every cutscene is Zelda sitting there like, oh, I'm sad, and Link like polishing a sword or fucking hitting a tree in the background. Zelda's just, I'm sad because I'm weak and I don't know why. The whole game. And then she's dirty and ragged, and it's just like I don't get it, and like it was a
It's
lot of the same for me.
yeah, it wasn't like the story's not like anything new from like any Zelda game. Save the princess, kill Ganon.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just interesting the direction they took because I'm not a huge into the Zelda lore, but
Yeah.
I always thought it was like a Princess Peach type of thing, you know, which it is, but to see Zelda there like I want to be big and strong, but I'm not, and I can't figure it out. And the whole time everybody's like, "Yeah, I'm your friend from before. Remember this chick? She sucks. I mean, you gotta save her because she sucks, but she'll save us all eventually. So that's why you gotta save her. But man, it's good to see you again, buddy. You know, like
Yeah.
every single guy.
And the voice acting, some of it's not great.
No,
It's kind of corny, but
you want to talk about corny, dude? I'm gonna get myself in trouble, dude. To progress the story through the divine beast, you have to go on top of a roof and call a man dressed like a woman beautiful so he'll let you have his dress. Come on,
no, see, that's not corny.
dude.
It makes sense though. Okay, the way you do it, I guess you could argue you don't like that, but there's a reason that they don't like men.
I get it. I totally understand. I don't like the very specific part to where you're on top of that building and you can't say, oh, yeah, no, I see that you're in a disguise. That's really smart. You have to go, no, you look beautiful. I thought that was silly.
Yeah, but what about the guy running around the village trying to attract a woman?
That guy's weird, and that guy should never go into the village ever.
That's
Also,
that.
those women whoop ass. Like they make no fucking sense. Their hips are giant. They like the bones stick out. They're all fucking ripped.
They're Ganon people.
Yeah, if I had to pick one, I wouldn't even pick the fucking Zora fish people. I would pick these beefy fucking women, dude. They're crazy.
The what's the other? Oh, the bird people.
Bird people are sick too. Aside from the fucking toucan Sam who wants to sing me a song every time I see him, dude.
Oh, you're talking shit about Cass.
Hell yeah, dude.
What's wrong with Cass?
Dude, eventually he stops asking. He's just like, "Oh yeah, no, this is from a long story of old
So
and
you're mad that he doesn't ask you to sing his songs?
yeah, because he used to ask. He's like, "Do you want to hear a song?" I'd be like, "Yeah, no, let's hear it." And then after the third one, I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, no, thank you." He's like, "Okay." And then eventually he's like, "Let me break into this song real quick. I know you're not busy." And then it's fucking 3 minutes of him fucking, and it's not voice acted. You got to read it.
He's
And
got bangers,
the
dude.
syllables don't line up right.
You're just not singing it right.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry, I had Josh sing it for me. He would do it every time.
Cass is cool, dude. What about Beetle? You like Beetle?
Beetle is this is important. Beetle is the unsung hero of this entire story.
Yeah, yeah.
Beetle is stronger than Link. He is stronger than Ganon. He's stronger than Zelda thinks she is. Beetle moves at Mach speed. Okay. He can withstand any temperature. Like literally any. He's sitting there in his fucking crop top in the dead middle of winter on top of this mountain. And then he's sitting there in the same fucking crop top in the middle of a volcano. Just like he can withstand anything. He has infinite strength because I sold him tens of thousands of pounds of material and he just puts it on his back, bro. Like
That's like the Jar Jar Binks as a Sith Lord theory, dude.
no, he's a legend. He's an absolute legend.
That's probably one of my favorite characters.
Beetle goes crazy, and he's so excited. Yeah, yeah.
But who wins in the death battle, Beetle or the Resident Evil 4 merchant?
I still think Beetle.
Yeah, maybe.
No, because you can kill the Resident Evil 4 merchant.
Oh, true. You can't kill Beetle.
No,
So yeah,
Beetle's fucking immortal. He better be in Tears of the Kingdom.
I'm so excited for that game.
Me too, dude. Let me know.
I'll let you borrow the Switch.
All right. Sounds good to me. Gameplay. This is gonna take a while.
Yeah. It's the best open world game ever, I think. I think if an open world game has to be like this to even like stand up, because it just shits on everything. I don't even know like what people could say is better. Elden Ring maybe, which came out years after.
Yeah. I sat there for a long time. And it was always between Skyrim and Breath of the Wild. And the way you traverse in Breath of the Wild is so much better than Skyrim. It's not even close. And although Skyrim has a really rich, dense world, or Oblivion.
So does this game.
Any of the like Elder Scrolls games, I guess. Take your pick of your favorite one. It's like they're fun to explore when you get right down to brass tacks. But this game just does it different. It not only is fun to explore, but it's also rich and dense, even while having a vast emptiness to it as well. Like there's a lot of dead space in this game, but it doesn't feel dead. Which I don't know how they did.
Which is like that's Immortals. It's that, but it's all empty.
Yeah. Which Immortals feels more empty with less space and more in it. Which I don't understand how that works.
This game has like I don't know. The emptiness feels realistic in even places that are like you'll go to like ruins and it's like yeah, they're ruins and they're empty, but there's still like shit there. There's like secrets, and like things to interact. I don't know. It's empty, but not. It's like some like liminal space type shit in a way.
Yeah, and like I don't know. I'm huge into landscapes, and this entire game just like constantly gives you gorgeous landscapes all the time. Whether it's a field that looks fucking perfect. Or, like, you get on top of a hill and you can see the sunset over the fucking volcano. Like, Like this game is gorgeous in its own right.
And there's a lot of biomes. Like there's that rainforest. Like there's places you don't even have to go, but you still want. Like I did you get all the towers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you don't even have to do that, but you just want to, just to go see what the fuck's over there.
Yeah, to unlock the whole map and to like run around and
And the tower system in this game is so much better than like insert Ubisoft game because you actually have to find the fucking tower instead of it just being on your map.
yeah. Granted, it's a giant glowing orange stick, but still, it's like you see a tower behind a fucking hill, and you're like, okay, I gotta go there. And then once you get to the tower, you see a shrine somewhere, and then you gotta go to the shrine, and then while going to that shrine, you find a new fucking thing to do.
Yeah, it's not get to the tower and then when you unlock the tower, it doesn't just show you all the things you can do. You still have
Yeah.
to like explore and find things. Like it's like straight up, it's an adventure. And you actually want to engage with the shit.
Yeah, it's a wild case of less is more because this game has so much, but it gives the player an exceedingly large amount of power to make their own story with it. And I don't know. It makes no sense to me. It's
When it doesn't overwhelm you with like systems. There isn't like a billion things and like upgradable like things and different gems to like there is, but they're all like the systems are very like minimal and fine tuned.
yeah, I didn't know how to parry. I did it by accident. I didn't even go through the combat tutorial shrine until like three-fourths through the game.
Yeah.
It
Well, that's
is
that's one of the best parts of the game. You don't have to parry. Like you can figure out
no.
how to beat the game without parrying. Like anything, like every even like shrines. There's ways to beat them that aren't even intended.
Yeah, like simple. Like there was a falling rock shrine, and I paused time to hit the rock hard enough to where it pushed all the other rocks back and it made a clear path. Brad, when I was watching him play, took a magnet rock,
Oh, and just
magnetized it, and
pushed
just
it.
pushed it.
Yeah.
And it's just like the game gives you the tools to be creative, and then you choose how creative you want to be with it. And I mean, by the end, I was getting pretty goddamn crafty with what it gave me.
Yeah. Which is why like Tears of the Kingdom is gonna be crazy. You can fuse weapons, you can build things, like shit's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, I was watching some shit, dude, and you can like fucking put items in your bag on an arrow while it's equipped to give it a new effect. That shit
Yeah.
is sick.
It's like they took the depth times 100. It's gonna be insane for sure. Because like this game has issues, but they had 6 years to fix those issues and refine it into a better. Like it's gonna be way better, I think.
Yeah. This is probably the smartest I ever got in the game. I did not know how thunderstorms worked for the longest time.
Oh, with the metal.
Yeah, I had no clue. But one time I had a group of enemies and a thunderstorm hit, and the only thing that was metal was my sword. So I'm swinging, and I'm like, oh fuck, dude, I can't do it. You know, I gotta get rid of this sword, and then I gotta fucking. It's gonna electrocute me. I throw the sword, the electricity follows it and kills the fucking enemies. Like,
The way shit interacts with the elements in the game is insane.
yeah,
Like fire, like everything just interacts. Like you can like shoot a fire at like a deer and it'll cook the meat. There's just like tons of shit. You can't climb rocks when they're wet. It's just
yeah.
like
If a field is on fire, the heat raising from the fire will let you fly higher.
yeah.
It's nuts. It's crazy.
Like the amount of like there's just so many like there's an insane amount of interactions like that.
There's the faults are so few and far between that I don't really mind them in the grand scheme of things. Like when overall playing, there's some things that would be annoying. Like, okay, I got bad RNG on this weather cycle, so I gotta wait to climb this rock. But then like I could have just got the eagle sooner. Like instead of doing the
Yeah.
eagle last, I could have just done the eagle sooner and circumvented that. It's like the game gives you all the answers. Um, Honestly, my biggest gripe is enemy variety. I don't think there was enough.
Yeah,
Because for the first
definitely.
20 hours, I just killed Bokos.
And what do you think about shrines? I like them because like I don't know, they're like microcosm puzzles. But some of them are super dumb though, and like too stupid.
Again, let's look back to Immortals Phoenix Rising.
They're way better than those.
Yeah. So the shrines are not all of them are great, but most of them are. Um, in my opinion, the shrines are pretty they're pretty decent at uh at combining what you have to do to get to the shrine to the difficulty of shrine. Like if there's a shrine way out in the open and you just walk into it, then it's going to be a tough shrine probably, or a long puzzle shrine. And some are really long puzzles. Um, but if you have to venture through the depths of hell to get there, like some shrines just give you a chest and then fucking send you on your way and give you your fucking like little
Would
thing.
you do any of those shrine quests where it's like the shrine is actually just like you're doing something in the world and it like unlocks the shrine, and then you just go.
Yeah.
Those are the best ones, in my opinion.
The biggest letdown for me actually, because I did it too late, is I had to get the fire Rayquaza. I had to get a scale from the fire Rayquaza.
Oh yeah, those
Um,
things are sick. By the way, when you first see one,
I shit myself, dude, because I saw the electric one. I'm like, what the fuck is that thing,
it's so
bro?
massive and out of place.
I'm like, dude, what the fuck? It's random. What? And you can't go catch it either. Like if you reload the save to where you first saw it, it won't be there anymore.
Yeah.
Like they're on a cycle. Like I had to look into it because I was so stoked when I saw it. The only thing that upset me is that you can't really like fight it. You have to take a pot shot and then it like flies away.
Yeah, it drops the thing. Yeah.
But I got stoked because like I wanted to fucking ride it and it just doesn't let you. Um, but yeah, dropping a fire fucking scale into into the shrine. I mean the lake of power or puddle of power or whatever the fuck, and then that opening up a shrine or going into the woods, not the woods with the master sword, but the other woods and getting that shrine. It's like
Those one, yeah, I like those ones where it's like you have to like do something outside in the world. Like I had one where you had to shoot like a shock arrow because the sky tells you there's like a weird carving on a mountain, and
yeah.
you go find it. And then there's another one where you have to like roll a snowball and use its shadow to like light the thing. There's a bunch. They're cool.
There's only one shrine I gave up on, and the answer was connected to like another shrine that was near the area.
Is it
And
those dueling peaks ones where
yeah,
it's
some
like
shit
what you
like
do on the
that.
one affects the other?
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm good on this, bro. But
the
and the gyro ones.
the ones where you fight enemies, they're cool because they're easy, but they're kind of lame.
Yeah, and like you get past a certain point, they are good for one thing and one thing only, and that's getting equipment. Like if you want if you want your cores and your screws and your shafts and insert this there and then get your swords and shit, like they're good for that. But I mean, at the end of the day, like unless you're doing a major test of strength and get that fucking sick ass sword, like Mark III sword or Mark III
Yeah,
axe, like it's never worth it.
and they're like there's 20 of those shrines, which is kind of lame. That's quite a bit.
Yeah. Um.
I I did see one complaint. People complain that like because of weapon durability, it's and like it, you kind of stop having a reason to do like the camps because what you get is not worth what you're gonna lose in weapon.
Yeah, 100%. I stopped doing camps right after I killed the first Lionel
Yeah.
because he gave me the
Well,
sick ass sword, and I'm like,
what and Lionels, those are the one thing that are like always worth fighting
yep,
because you always just get crazy shit, and what is it? What do you call it? Like the stronger you get, the stronger the drops are. It keeps
yeah.
increasing.
I never got a gold one, but I got the one second highest numerous times. Um, and I don't know. I think fighting Lionels is akin to like fighting the one snake, lion, goat in Dragon's Dogma. Like fighting the Lionel is what this game is about for me.
Yeah, a lot of people actually say that they just really enjoy fighting the lion now
Yeah.
because you get good drops. It's actually like fun because there's some challenge to it.
And it's like I don't know. It's because that's when I ended up like at first I hated blood moons. I'm like, okay, everything respawn. I gotta go deal with this because you're weak and you're a pathetic. You're a
Yeah.
little fucking femboy link twink guy. That's he's definitely not a kid. He's 150 years old. Okay, but I mean, and then you're like, okay, well everything's dead, and I need to grind this enemy more, and I don't feel like going spread out to where there's like a few enemies like this, like the Guardians. Getting level 3 Guardian armor was such a hassle, but
I
so
can't believe
worth
you
it.
did that. That's such a grind.
But because I had so many ancient screws and so many shafts and so many gears, and all I needed was the cores, and I'm like, I'm gonna go to this Guardian graveyard and I'm gonna whoop the shit out of them, and I did, and then it still wasn't enough, so I'd go like to where I knew other Guardians were and do that. It's just like, because the Guardian armor I was so stoked on because I mean, it looks sick aside from the helmet. The helmet looks like dog shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many armors in this game.
Yeah, and I went from like having 3 armor apiece to having 7 armor apiece, and then from 7 to 11 armor apiece. It's like one armor piece is almost as strong as my entire other armor set, and I'm like, this is crazy. And then I fought Ganon, and
Yeah, I ended up rocking just like the Hylian armor.
really,
Hylian. How
yeah,
the fuck you say it?
Hylian.
Hylian. Yeah, yeah. Well, because I fully upgraded it, and it's you get 36 for the whole set, but there's no set bonus, which is kind of lame.
Yeah. I had fucking I think the third one because after that like I looked into it and the the giantess flower fucking women stopped telling me what I needed to upgrade it, so I'm like, okay, I can't upgrade it anymore, I don't
The
care.
Great Fairies.
The great fairies, which were something when I first saw the great fairy, they are something weird. A lot of this game is just like slightly itty bitty weird, bro.
Yeah.
um But yeah, no, I mean, aside from like a couple of escort missions that I didn't like, I fucking hated going up to the volcano with Madumbo. Like, the game was pretty steady all the way through. Um,
And it's like even that mission, like it's completely optional too, which is crazy.
yeah, it's optional in the grand scheme of things. It wasn't.
Well, what?
I made it not optional.
Well, and once you're that far into that mission, there's no reason to not do it because you're.
Yeah.
That's the other thing people complain about this game. There's no like dungeons,
No, you don't go into a cave at any point, which
which I
is
sort of get.
I get it, but it's wild to me. That
I
it's like,
think in the new, I think in the new game there is dungeons, which is gonna be sick. But yeah, the divine beasts are they're interesting. I enjoyed them mostly.
I don't know, maybe it's just because they were like a clear target afterwards, you know? Because
Yeah,
like once you, because you're if you're playing this game flat, you're eventually gonna find the fish people, which will eventually lead you to the elephant. And once you get the elephant, the quest will show where the other divine beasts are. And then you're like, oh, they're spread across the world. I'm exploring the world anyway. Like it was a very clear mission for me.
yeah. It's nice that you can do them in any order. I do enjoy that.
Yeah, I would have changed my order drastically.
Yeah, I did. I got Mifa's Grace first, and then I did the bird, and then I did the camel, and then I did the lizard last.
Yeah, doing the bird first would probably be my choice if I were to play it again.
That's one
Cause
of my only gripes with the game, though, is that so like all the other powers, you have three.
yeah,
It doesn't recharge unless you use all three, which is super annoying.
Honestly, thanks for reminding me about that because I sat around with one fucking Fury
Waiting for
for
it to
like
go up.
10 hours. Yeah, and I'm like, dude, where the fuck is this thing?
Yeah, that's I don't understand why it's like that. It's not it's like not a big deal at all once you understand how it works. It's just annoying. I don't get why I have to use all three to get three again.
Yeah. I don't know. This game gives you every opportunity to find like little like spouts of accomplishment or like little like bursts of catharsis to keep you going. It's like,
It's addicting. It's straight
yeah,
up addicting because you can just like there's so many things to do and it's like you can accomplish things like quickly. Like shrines don't take long and you get, like the dopamine boost from finishing the shrine or whatever. And it's just like everything's like nothing feels like crazy long to complete. Even the divine beasts only take like an hour maybe.
yeah. I did elephant, camel, lizard, bird. I did bird last.
Oh, that's a mistake. That
Yeah.
power is so useful to have.
Um, and I really wanted to do the one hit obliterator quest, but I was like 45 hours in, and I just wasn't gonna deal with it.
Yeah, I tried doing the sword trial things where you have nothing. Where that one's like in the forest and like you just spawn into like a dungeon and you keep going up floors, but you start with no gear at all and you have to earn your gear.
Jesus.
There's an island. I don't know if you ever went to. It's called Vent-Tide Island.
Probably not. No.
It's actually pretty sick. You go there, you lose all your gear, and then you have to kill like three bosses, like those Cyclops guys on the island, and yeah, you have nothing but like the hearts you have.
That's crazy. Yeah, the only special thing I did was the one hit KO challenge,
Yeah, no, the
which was
stuff where you
exciting. Like,
yeah, no, so that shit's cool. The shit where you lose your gear is really cool because it's fun to start from like the beginning when you're better at the game,
yeah.
but you have no like broken ass gear, so you have to just like earn it, make sticks, and it's definitely a cool way.
Fucking like I don't know. I've never I this is like the only game where I've heard so much hype and so much like praise and it really did live up to it. Like,
It is crazy because yeah, I was not like disappointed. I'm like, I mean, even like a few hours in, I'm like, yeah, it kind of does live up to the hype.
yeah.
It's as good as people say,
Yeah,
and it never falls off.
Yeah, like so many people are like, this game's great, this game's amazing, this game changes the landscape of what open world means, and I'm like, dude, it's a Legend of Zelda game. Like we've been doing these for quite some time, and but no, it's different. Like it's so wild to see this to experience this type of thing because usually I've been so let down so many times,
Yeah,
especially with book club games. Um, Recore, for example. I expected Recore to be mid, and it was fucking atrocious. And especially coming off of Immortals Phoenix Rising, and I'm like, I'm sitting there, and I'm genuinely dreading it, and I'm like, do I want to sit here for another 40 hours in a game that is exceedingly similar to this and just do it all again? And it was a completely different experience.
just imagine doing it the other way though. Going from this into that
It
would have
would
been
be
so
it'd be
miserable.
the worst game. It would drop Immortals Phoenix Rising to like a point 0.5 if we played
It's
it in reverse.
yeah, like that game got the benefit of the doubt of us assuming it was a clone when it's really not at all.
Yeah.
I don't think it captures really anything that this game does. Like what makes this game good is not in that game at all.
Even the glider, something as simple as the glider. In Immortals Phoenix Rising, you have wings, and the glider works like you can't go backwards, right?
Yeah,
But gliding around in this game, it's omnidirectional. Like in Breath of the Wild, you can fly backwards. Like you could just like float. It's like you're on a parachute because it's essentially what the fuck it is, and it just everything feels so much better. And feeling yourself being able to like, okay, I'm gonna fight a Boko. I'm like, for lack of a better term, level 3, and and you're oh, this is a whole Boko clan, and then you beat the Boko clan, you're like sick, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I gotta fucking solo this Lionel, and all I got is this like what my leftovers and cooking food, dude. I
I
became a
love
master
cooking.
chef.
No, cooking is sick.
And it makes sense. It makes sense without you even have to fucking understand it. Put the mushrooms with the meat. Put the vegetables with this. Put the fruits with that. Like,
It's kind of like cooking in real life, throw a little salt on it.
yeah. I put a mighty banana with some fucking not onions, with some carrots and peppers, and they're like, yeah, that's not gonna fucking work, dude. Why would you think banana would taste good in that? Like, it's dubious. But then I'm just thinking, I'm like, okay, well, what goes with meat? Mushrooms. What goes with mushrooms? Herb. What goes with all of that? Salt. Okay, we would put some butter in it. Bam. Full health plus 12 extra stars. You're a fucking
I
master
spent
chef.
I spent so much time just cooking. I don't know why I enjoyed it so much, but it was just fun to just like take all the shit you gathered and throw it all together and make sick ass food that heals you for full health
Yeah.
or makes you run faster. Then there's so many bonus effects too. And then you can make elixirs with like bugs and monster parts.
I was. Let me explain to you what I went into with the Ganon fight. All right, because this is kind of important. I went in with 4 superior lion elbows, and one of them had a 16 plus attack bonus. So 48 times 3 with every shot using 1 arrow, even though it shoots 3 shots, which is nuts. So my bows are stacked. I have my chainsaw. I have my level 3 axe. I have my short sword that I crafted. I have a level 3 sword, and I have the fucking Edge of Duality or whatever the fuck it's called.
You didn't have the master sword?
And the Master Sword, sorry. Yeah.
I
Cuz the
think
Master
cuz that
Sword actually gives you an extra slot if your things are full.
yeah, and it does double damage.
Yeah, and then I had my full ancient armor kit on. That, and I had more food than any. I could have fed an entire village with the food that I had. To say I was over like leveled and powered and prepared is the most vast understatement ever. I think
Well,
I chunked him for a quarter health with every hit.
well, and plus when you go in there, if you have all the divine beasts, they nuke him for half his health. And
Yeah, that too. Yeah, no, yeah.
the do you know if you just go straight there, you have to fight all the blights before you fight him?
I did not know that.
Yeah, so it's definitely way harder, which is cool. I like that you still actually have to fight those. You don't just go right to Ganon.
I was really upset that all of the homies that played this beforehand did not tell me that Ganon's first phase is a Drider, dude. He looks so fucking sick.
He did look super sick.
Like, he looks so dope, and he's crawling around on the wall, his big fucking spider Ganon, dude. I'm like, this guy's dope. And
He's
then
got the ancient weapons.
yeah. And then he's sitting there and gets torched. He gets fucking torched in like 2 seconds. Then he's a giant dog. And I'm like, okay, well.
It's not a dog. It's a fucking pig, dude.
Yeah, he's a giant pig dog. And then it actually turns into Shadow of Colossus, where you got to hit the glowing spot, and you're
On the horse.
I jumped off that horse so fast, dude. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll walk around, dude. You're not gonna make me sit on this horse.
You should have had a better horse.
It took me a little bit longer. I was in no fear of dying by any means, but I was like I can't fucking kill this guy. You had to use the light bow for the final shot.
Dude. No, you had to use. I thought because I tried hitting him with a regular bow and it wasn't doing shit. And then I didn't realize I wasn't using the light bow, and I'm like, oh, I'm fucking dumb.
Yeah. There's only one enemy that I had to look up, and I think it was one of the divine beasts. I forget which one. It might be the camel. No, it was the lizard. You have to throw a bomb up to him while he charges up a fire blast. Because he sucks in shit.
Oh, you're talking about the blight?
Yeah, the Ganon's Blight boss at the end of all the divine beasts, like they all have one. And I was smoking him, and then he starts shooting the fireball, and that phase does not end until you interrupt him, and you just had to fucking let him suck up a bomb, apparently. or do it another way.
I
That's
I guess
crappier.
there's a part where you're escorting that guy up the mountain,
Oh, Modumbo, yeah, I know him
and
very
there's
well.
and there's the two things, and the one's like sucking on the fucking, what do you call it? Like a rock or whatever, like the
Yeah,
UFO things. I didn't know you could just throw a bomb and it would suck it up and blow them both up.
I didn't know that either.
I did some roundabout dumb shit. I don't even remember, but it was not. Which I love about the game is I can find my own way to problems, but a lot I see other people do it and I'm like, I did this the dumb way every
Yeah.
time. I'm thankful I can do it the dumb way, but every time.
Any other gameplay things?
Trying to think. Oh, I wish I explored Hyrule Castle more.
Yeah, I blew through that shit. Well, because everything's all goopy and shit, you know?
Yeah, people.
But,
So I saw one guy's like, I guess you're intended to go there multiple times. There is like crazy loot there. I didn't even realize, but yeah, I kind of just went straight to Ganon.
well, that was my first side mission. They're like, there's EX gear in the kitchen of Ganon's castle. And I'm like, I'm not fucking going there, bro. Like,
Yeah, and you can find like a crazy shield. There's a bunch of shit because it give you a bunch of quests like to go there and bring shit back to like
yeah.
people at stables.
Oh, did you do any of the mazes?
Those labyrinths, dude. Fuck no.
I
I
did
tried
one because I did the one that's at the
by the
top
lab.
right, yeah, by the lab, and even the way they do the mazes is brilliant, dude. They let you get on top of it and actually put enemies there because they like know people want to get on top of it and
Yeah,
look down. Like,
you really can't cheese it.
no,
You can try.
I genuinely feel like a lot of this game has cheese in mind.
Yeah, some of the divine beasts, since I had the Rivali's Gal, there was like these puzzles, and I was like, oh, I could just like jump over, and I'm like, this makes it really fucking easy when I could jump over shit that I'm not supposed to. You know, you could double jump too.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I found that out. If you jump and then do the shield surf thing, you do a second jump, so you can
Oh,
like
that makes
double jump
sense.
over shit. Yeah, that you're not supposed to get over.
That would have helped in climbing. Um, yeah, aside from like some minor things like enemy variety, the story was kind of lackluster, but it's extremely serviceable. It gives you the inspiration to keep going. Um,
Well, and it's a game. It's like you don't even really like you don't care about it because like you're having an adventure by yourself.
yeah.
I don't need this. Like some games, you need the story. It's like I just need to know what happens next to keep playing.
Yeah.
This game, it's like nah. I just want to find shit because it's fun.
Yeah, but I mean, it kind of throws you out there, and it's like, okay, you have no direction, no knowledge of the world, you have no map, go figure it out. And figuring it out is not only fun the whole way through, but like, I don't know, like a fucking sigh of relief. Like when I got the last fucking tower, I was like, dude, the map is done. We did it.
Yeah.
And then you become a god. Like, I liked being a god in the game. I thought it was sick.
Well, yeah, you can get hit by anything and it doesn't even matter.
Well,
You revive, you reflect. You level up without ever really leveling up, besides like your health.
I was just about to say that. It's like you feel levels without any levels. Like there's no number saying how like strong Link is cuz realistically you take everything off and you give Link a stick and you pretend if it's 3 health you die. You're the same fucking guy. Like
Yeah. Which is cool. I like that there's not just like a bunch of random RPG systems and like stats and
Xenoblade.
yeah. Which those things are cool, but it's nice when like I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, this game's a better open world than that, and I liked that open world too.
Yeah, also a fun way to explore. I don't know where Xenoblade went wrong with that too, cuz like Chronicles 2 like you're working so hard to get to this fucking like you're working so hard to get to this ship and then you get the Gundam ship and it kind of takes the piss out of things.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well now I can do all of it, and you do some of it, and you're like, okay, and then like, but with this, it's like, there's a mountain, go fucking climb it, bitch. Like, oh, you want to here? You could jump a little higher. Still, go climb it. You're getting a little bit chilly there. You don't got that gear. Go find it.
Yeah. The climbing's so much better than Phoenix also. I don't know why. It's just better.
Yeah, because it gives you the option. In Phoenix, you got ambrosia that you've found scattered across. You know,
I
it,
hate that. Also, I hate that about Phoenix. Like, for one, microtransactions is so fucking stupid to
dude,
level up
he's the
gear.
god of commerce.
But also, it's really stupid that I need to find random rocks to upgrade like my attack because the game only has 2 weapons basically.
Yeah. And yeah, but like my favorite part of the dungeon system or the shrine system in Breath of the Wild is that if you enter a shrine and beat it, you will always get something, and that something will always lead to either health or stamina. And in most cases, the vast majority of the time, health, cuz I never felt like I ever had enough health. At the end I had like fucking 16 hearts, and I'm like, what's another one, you know?
Yeah. Well, because stamina is easier to play, like, because you can just get things that increase your stamina.
Yeah, you could play around it. But you know, I made sure that I never got one hit again. That was my one thing, cuz I got one hit enough to where I'm like, I'm good, dude.
From the Lionel, dude.
I'm not doing that again.
That first Lionel just will fuck you up.
Yeah, and you're underprepared and don't even know it. Like,
Oh yeah, you're like, oh wow, like you have to use all your weapons to kill the fucking thing.
yeah, it's like I'm stoked, dude. I'm cuz I thought I was prepared. You're not. You're not, dude.
And you basically like that first one you have to play perfect because
And you
you're gonna die if
Yeah,
you get hit.
and you can't use your bow, because if he takes out his bow, dude, you're getting one
It's
hit.
over. Yeah, yeah. No, you do not fight that thing with a
No,
bow.
so you fight it head on, dude. And I must have tried 20 or 30 times before I fucking stopped using the bow. And I'm like, okay, well, if I don't use my bow, he won't use his. Fair game, dude. Fair game. No, Lionels are the good shit. Which it just upsets me that like there wasn't enough. Like at some point, the scale does taper a bit, where you realize that you fought everything. Um, to my knowledge, and I might be wrong on this, there's no like super duper secret giant world boss. I would have liked to see like the grand giant Hinnix monster like
Yeah.
Mom, or
There
like
is one unique boss
yeah.
in the desert, Modalga or whatever. It's a giant sandfish.
Oh yeah, I never fought it.
I don't.
I still have it on my computer. That's actually a spoiler alert for my overall score. This game is staying on my computer.
Oh, dang, that's crazy, actually.
Yeah, I will probably fuck around and go back and diddle around with this when I have free time. Like,
the I do wish each like region had its own like boss. I think that would have been sick.
yeah, yeah,
Like
no,
a unique boss for each one.
that'd be dope. Cause like I could like tell you every enemy, and it's probably like it's like 7 or 8. You know, it's like
It's
it's
blue Boko, red Boko, white
yeah.
Boko.
Well, yeah, like if you think about it like uniquely, it's the Bokos and
Skeletons.
the skeletons. And then it's the tall guys.
Moblin, yep.
Yeah, the moblins, and then it's the what do you call it? I don't count wolves as enemies because they stop attacking you like 3 minutes into the game.
The ancients, like the
The
ancient guardians.
guardians and their variants. The Hinoxes, even though they're few
Choo
and far between.
choo-choos.
Yeah, all of the shit that's like a ball that throws stuff at you.
Octoroks.
Yeah, Octoroks.
The bats.
Slimes. Bats. Lionels. And that's
I
like
think
it.
that's it. And then like Ganon Blights and Ganon.
Yeah, which I consider bosses.
Yeah, they're definitely. I mean, if a health bar, oh, and Taluses, I forgot about those.
Yeah,
I like the dumb little ones that you just pick up and chuck and they die. You don't
those
even fight them,
things
dude.
fucked me up, dude. I was terrified of those things for the longest time because I went up and I went to smack the shit out of one with my sword and it fucking moved its little arm, his little fucking little rock arm, and one hit me. And I'm like, dude, we're not doing that because they don't have a health bar.
Yeah,
And
they're a
I
rock, dude.
genuinely thought they were unkillable until I dropped a bomb.
I wonder if you hit them with a hammer, like the Rock Smasher, if they'll
Oh, that'd be
die.
sick.
It probably with this game, probably.
Weapon variety is actually pretty sick. I didn't think it would be, but it ended up being sick, especially when you figured out like what each of class weapon does. Like,
Yeah, then there's like variants like thunder and flame and they interact different with shit, which is cool.
yeah. I mean, cause you know me, I like I kept a sledgehammer almost throughout the entirety of the game. Like that was dog shit, just because I like swinging the big fucking hammer around.
You didn't like the rock cobbler or whatever you get from the Gerudo,
Oh,
that huge.
I
That
carried
thing's
that around
sick.
too. I traded that for the sledgehammer because actually that's how I killed the Lionel the first time in the Great Colosseum. That Lionel because he's way stronger than that other Lionel.
Yeah,
Um, so I did the strat that I outlined earlier where I fucking span that around and hit him for 60 every spin, using the rage. But that was the end of the Rock Smasher. That shit broke.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I would, because there's no there's no rush in the game. There's no like timed segments. There's no like you have to do this now type of shit. It's like once you're into something, like you're incentivized to be in it. Um, and the only time it really felt like extremely gamey is when you're fucking huddling around the volcano with Modumbo.
You really hated that part,
Dude, I'd stealth around these fucking things that I know I can just fucking murder, dude.
and he's so slow.
And you go stop, and he goes boop, like fucking Betamax, he's a good guy. He listens, But then I like tell him to come, and he's so fucking wobbly and slow, and his big dumb fat fucking stomach gets and then beep, 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 explosions everywhere, dude.
Yeah, and then you got to find somewhere to hide, and there's nowhere. You're falling off the mountain. You're ragdolling
Yeah. At some point, there's like a fucking there's like a steel cube, and I just went around with the steel cube,
and
blasting
smash everything. Yeah,
and I'm like, all right, Modumbo, now you can come around.
that's the solution.
Um, Opinions.
Uh, Good, very good.
It's
I really can't say anything bad. Anything you say bad about it, it's like you can actually like forgive it. You'll find a way to be like, I understand.
Yeah, this game has no unforgivable faults. None.
And people, I can't believe fucking True Fire said the game's bad.
I'm gonna talk directly to Taz, dude. If he made it this far, if he watches this shit, I gotta have a fucking discussion with this guy, dude. Stop it with
'Cause even
your.
if you think it's a bad Zelda game, which it's not, in my opinion, it's objectively not even a bad game at all.
I've only played 2 Zelda games aside from this. This is far and away not even objectively the best.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know how you could say this is like you haven't played enough bad games if you think this game's bad.
Yeah, fucking Brad. He's like, oh, Ocarina of Time, dude. I'm like, boot up Dolphin and load Ocarina of Time and play it for 20 minutes.
Yeah, and then play Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, and then play Breath of the Wild.
And then tell me it's not 20 years of nostalgia that's clouding your fucking judgment.
Doing one better, dude. Do Majora's Mask too.
Yeah. It's just like, not saying those games are bad. It's just they
No.
obviously have not aged well, and it's all just nostalgia.
this is a staple. This is a staple game. Like if I say like if somebody was like I don't play video games, I would tell them to play this game.
Yeah,
That's
no,
how good this game is.
it's like how Halo 1 like changed FPS. I think this game changes open world games. I'm gonna compare every open world game to this game
Yeah,
forever until something's better than this.
it's unfortunate for them too because this is an extremely high bar and it does it with such fucking grace and nuance that like it shows how much you could do with a little and I don't know. I keep getting at a loss for words because I don't know how to describe how little this game gives you and how much it has to offer at the same time.
Yeah, it's so minimal, but it's vast. It's crazy. There's not a billion. I don't know. You play like Far Cry, and there's a billion fucking markers to go. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
I look at that and it's so stupid compared to this.
It's yeah, and it does the perfect amount of hand holding where it'll give you the dot where you have to go, but doesn't tell you how to get there. And it'll give you the dot even if you don't have the portion of the map, but you're going in blind. Like it's there's no trail, there's no there's dinging for shrines, but they won't tell you where the shrines are. It's just like a fucking it's like a metal detector.
Yeah,
Like
there's enough to guide you if you get lost, but you're definitely not being handheld at all.
yeah.
And you just you don't even want to like you just veer off from whatever they tell you to do instantly anyway.
And you can play this game as like violent or as wholesome as you want. Like you could be a really passive Link, like only doing the puzzles and leveling up that way through shrines and only attacking people that attack you when you have to. Like,
Yeah, you can
and
find seeds. You could play it
yeah,
completely stealth. You don't even
yeah.
have you can just sneak attack everything.
I found 26 out of 900 Korok seeds. All right, there is a lot more of this game that I have not even scratched the surface of, and I put in like 50 or 60 hours. This is easily like 150 200 hour game if you really like are into it.
Yeah.
And at no point did I have to set up my party's vocal responses to to get buffs during a battle, which again is a really fucking cool system, but this game doesn't need it. It has the confidence to sit there and be like, this is the world, go free, frolic, you know.
Yeah, it's fucking good. It's really good.
Um Score.
I'm giving it a 10. If I get like I could give it a 9, but it's just like I'm just being dumb. Because it's like, oh, it's not a 10 because that means it's the best thing ever, which I understand that, but also it's a 10.
9.3.
Not what do you? What's the point 7? Don't say the fucking Modumbo.
Why?
Because
It's I think the enemy variety is lacking. I don't like the Modumbo mission, which you don't have to do. That's the other problem. It kind of gives you the out of like, okay, you don't have to do anything, but
what happened to the forgivable faults, dude?
the I forgive point 0.7 and give it 93. And I think a big part of this is that despite everything, I still like Near Automata more.
But
And
this is one of your top games of all time.
yeah, by far, it is
Okay,
the
I
best
agree.
book club game.
Oh yeah, yeah,
By
for
a
sure.
mile. It is the best game I've beaten aside from Near. It is firmly second, and it's not even close.
You like this more than Pillars?
I do.
That's crazy.
Pillars is a solid flat 9. A solid flat 9. Pillars of Eternity 2,
Yeah.
Dreadfire. Not Pillars of Eternity 1. Pillars of Eternity 1 is a flat 7.
Now Disco
Tyranny.
Elysium.
Disco Elysium is a 3 at best. And I don't want to hear anybody say otherwise. That game is a 3. It is barely a game. But
9.3 is respectable.
I think Pillars and and Nier outclassed this game in story wise with good reason by leaps and bounds. But everything that Breath of the Wild does is so much like more. So much more. I can't even like again
It's crazy that it lived up to the hype too. Like I can't get like
yeah,
things never live up to the hype, and it did.
because consistently it's like I'm sitting here and I'm trying to think, and I write for a hobby. I write so much I can't find the words to accurately describe like how this game did what it did. And anybody that worked on this game like is created a fucking masterpiece. It doesn't have a combat system that's as good as Kingdoms of Amalur. It doesn't have a story that's as good as Nier or Pillars. The sense of adventure is unparalleled. The
And that's what Zelda is, right?
Yeah, it's an
Like from the
adventure.
first game. So it's
You're
crazy that they captured it perfectly.
yeah, you're a hero on a quest because it doesn't really matter what the fuck the quest is. It's the journey. The sense of progression without leveling doesn't even need levels is astounding. The I mean, it gives me pretty shit to look at constantly. If it had a little bit more enemy variety and had a overarching prolific story that captured my attention about the human experience, preferably maybe through robots like Soma. I don't fucking know,
Yeah.
dude. Like, I mean, people that have been listening to these know what I like. You know, it's just like fucking.
Right.
It's it doesn't have the best story, but it doesn't need the best story. And for a game to not need the best story to be better than the games that I think have the best stories is it's a fucking lot. But it's a 9.3.
Which is, I mean, 9.3, 10.
I
Not much of a difference.
you can't complain about a 9.3. Like it's the only reason it's not a 9.5 is I put Nier at a 9.5.
So you're one of those nothing is a 10.
No, I just haven't found it yet.
Interesting.
Pillars right after I played it was a 10.
And then you thought about it too much.
Yeah. But the thing is that I don't think that Breath of the Wild is going to go down. At most, Breath of the Wild will go down to flat 9.
Right. It's still going to be one of your favorite games ever.
Yeah. Cuz it does more than the gameplay. I don't again, can't fucking explain it.
And there's just nothing like it.
It's daunting without having to be Dark Souls difficult. It's exciting without having anything happen. It's a vast and rich world without telling you anything about it. It's I don't know. It's like it's wild. It's like peanut butter and fucking chocolate. It's two ingredients and it makes something better than the sum of its whole.
3 apples, 1 prime raw meat,
Yeah.
peanut butter. Yeah. Breath of the Wild.
It had a cooking system with no chocolate and no coffee. Like didn't matter. So yeah, overall score 9.3. A 10 is I can have arguments for a 10. I can understand a 10.
Because the lowest I would go is 9.5, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's just a 10. Because the things that I didn't like, I forgive. And I think it revolutionizes a whole genre. So,
Yeah. And it's like Tails is up there too. Like
yeah.
but I also think Tails is like a flat 9. But I can't find anything wrong with Tails either. It's just like maybe I don't know. I
It,
would have
it,
to think long and hard about it.
well, once you get like those high numbers, it's about like, I don't know. It's
Yeah,
kind
you're
of just like a
splitting
feeling.
hairs.
It's a feeling, and it's like the experience you had with the game. Because they're all really good games.
Yeah.
None of them are bad. They're all worth playing.
Oh, I remember what it was. Tails' final level was because having that be a mandatory grind fest, even though I was well above like where it was, but the sense of scale in that game was good too. So yeah, no. If I had to pick 5 games for everybody to play, it would be Nier Automata, Breath of the Wild, Tales, Pillars of Eternity 2, um, and
Soma.
Soma.
It's good variety.
Because Soma's not even really a game, but Soma is one of the greatest stories in fiction
Oh yeah,
to
it's a
date.
narrative hidden in a
Yeah.
game, kind of a
Which,
game.
if I hear one fucking argument about Soma's story and Disco Elysium being comparable, I'm gonna start throwing hands, bro.
It's just like Breath of the Wild is a bad game, dude.
Horrible take. That is a take that's so obviously contrarian that it's not even a take anymore. It's an affront to the entire medium.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even accept that this game is mid. I wouldn't. If
Not
somebody if somebody came up to me and said Breath of the Wild is mid, you better have a diverse and expansive catalog of games that are better.
Yeah. And like I don't even where would you even get your reason? I don't know. There's just you couldn't say it. It's just not. There's a reason it's critically acclaimed. It's not like fake.
So you ready for a worse game?
I'm hoping it's not long.
It is about half as long.
That's pretty long.
Yeah. Um,
What is it?
we're looking at the Dio Field Chronicles, a real-time with pause game.
I know what that is. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, it is. I looked into it, and it is the most accessible real-time with pause game, aside from maybe Dragon Age. But Dragon Age isn't that accessible because you have the fucking Fade, and the Fade sucks. But
I heard it's mid, but we will see.
yeah, I have varying opinions, but I need to play the game before I express those opinions because
Right.
I think some people are wrong on.
People are dumb sometimes.
Yeah, so we'll see how wrong they are. Or maybe they're right. Maybe the game's mid.
They thought Recore was good, so they also thought Phoenix was
Dude.
good too. So
Oh my god. Yeah, Wolfenstein, dude. Yeah.
not no. Werewolf the Apocalypse.
Yeah, Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthbound. I know a game journalist that gave that a 7.
Shout out Buckles.
Shout out Buckles, dude. That's where I want to end it. Shout out Buckles.
Good enough.